Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone of Ruel, and peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. To you I say Shalom. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And there's another post I came across, a lot of things you see, social media, whether it be mainstream media, news articles, even alternative news media. A lot of those things you see are really what's going on, everything that's going on in the world. Really, you can almost damn near pull a precept out for everything you see, man. Because that's how this. Because the scriptures is a living book. It's a living, that's what they call a living a document, man. Because I believe there's an application called basically, let's say like Office 365 or Microsoft Word 365, where you're able to create a document, a word document, and basically share it with people where they can edit it in real time, and they call that a live document. Well, the scriptures are being basically, even though it was written, some of the scriptures written thousands of years ago, you see it playing out today in modern time, like it's alive, man. Like it was written today, man. The scriptures are so far ahead of its time, man. And it's insane, man. It's insane. But nonetheless, as this post about this 13-year-old Malachi Bayo vocal prodigy sings at the 963 hertz frequency believed to activate the seat of the soul. And it's spiritual because his name is Malachi, and Malachi goes into being a messenger, or the name Malachi goes into being a messenger or my messenger or a messenger of the Lord, basically an angel, right? And the frequency he sings that activates the seat of the soul. Well, another word for that, another word or term or phrase or title for the 963 hertz frequency, I believe is the God frequency. Let me double check that. Yeah, what is the 963 hertz God frequency? And what does 963 hertz do? Because everything we see is vibration and sound, right? Everything is based off of frequency, man. All right, and the vibration that's pushed out via the modern day airwaves is on a low level. This is why you see society the way it is, and people usually like music that they can relate to. So this is why wicked music is so popular, man. Because a lot of wicked people can relate to it. So it says, what does the 936 hertz frequency do? The 936 hertz frequency, or 936 frequency, or 936 hertz solfeggio frequency is the highest of all tones. It is said to connect you to the universe and its perfection. And that's, really what it's allegedly supposed to do is unlock your pineal gland, which really the Lord is the one that unlocks the pineal gland. The Lord is the one that awakens and opens your mind, right? What frequency is the pineal gland unlocked? 936, 963, Salakia, 852, and 639. No. 963 hertz frequency of God's, as it is often called, and is known as the pineal gland activator. It helps in removing the mental fog and brings clarity to our thought process. That's a typo. It says thought process. It is the frequency of the divine connection, and meditating along with the 963 hertz can help in establishing a deeper connection with the divine. You know, but it's really the Lord. If you want to connect with the divine, you really gotta pray, believe, read, have faith. You can't have a connection without those things, right? I'm gonna play a clip of this young brother singing. And that's Jake right there. Only Jake could do that, man. That's why the Lord describes Jake as, the salt of the earth, man. Actually, let me get that real quick. The book of Matthew. Slakia. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost his savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. Right. The purpose of salt is really to bring flavor and enhance the flavor of other seasonings, right? When you're preparing a meal, cooking a meal, you can have other seasonings, but what really enhances and brings everything out is the salt, man. And this is what Jake is, man. Jake is the salt of the earth. Jake, you so-called black, Hispanics, Native Americans, make everything better. Everything that you touch, you make better. But on the flip side, you could too much salt. Salt could also be something bad because salt will cause hypertension, high blood pressure, things of that nature. So Jake, if you're using that salt for wickedness, it's really a bad thing, man. And this is why Jake's deeds has surpassed the deeds of the wicked, man. Jake is more wicked than the wicked because they enhance wickedness with salt. Our flavor brings it out to a next level. All right, but when salt is used in righteousness, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Imagine this young man singing, and praising the name of the Lord with this voice, man. It'll sound beautiful, man. I'm not saying what he's singing is wicked. I don't even understand what he's singing, to be honest. But let me jump over to. Man, my mouse is acting up. The book of Second Chronicles, chapter 5. I'm gonna start at verse 11. Second Chronicles 5 and 11. And it came to pass when the priests were come out of the holy place, for all the priests that were present were sanctified, and did not then wait by course. Also the Levites, which were the singers, all of them of Asaph, of Haman, and Jeduthun, with their sons and their brethren, being arrayed in white linen, having cymbals and psalteries and harps, stood at the east end of the altar, and with them 120 priests sounding with trumpets. Right, because the sons of Asaph were known as the holy singers, according to the scriptures, man. So let me jump over to First Esdras, chapter 5. Bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna start at First Esdras 5 and 26. The Levites, the son of Jesse, and Cadmiel, and Banuas, and Sudias, 70 and 4. The holy singers, the sons of Asaph, 128. Like, this is basically a record keeping, basically a genealogy. Not a genealogy, but mostly damn near a census almost. I'm gonna jump down to verse 59. Actually, I'll start at 58. First Ezra 5:58, and they appointed the Levites from 20 years old over the works of the Lord, right? The priest, man. Then stood up Joshua. It says Jesus, but really Joshua, and his sons and brethren, and Cadmiel his brother, and the sons of Mariaban, with the sons of Jodah, the son of Eliadon, with their sons and brethren, all Levites, with one accord setters forward of the business, laboring to advance the works in the house of the Most High. So the workmen built the temple of the Lord, and the priests stood arrayed in their vestments with their musical instruments, Salakia, with musical instruments and trumpets, and the Levites, the sons of Asaph, had cymbals, singing songs of thanksgiving and praising the Lord, according as David, the king of Israel, had ordained. Right, and they sung with loud voices songs to praise of the Lord, because His mercy and glory is forever in all Israel. Right. Don't be surprised if this young brother's a Levite, man. And he has other videos on YouTube too. His name is Malachi Bayo. But jump back to 2 Chronicles chapter 5, in verse 12. Also the Levites, which were the singers, all of them of Asaph and Haman and Jeduthun, with their sons and their brethren, being arrayed in white linen, and having cymbals and psalteries and harps, stood at the east end of the altar, and with them 120 priests sounding with trumpets. And it came to pass, as the trumpeters, Lakia, and singers were as one, to make one sound to be heard in praising and thanking the Lord Yahweh, right? And that's a beautiful sound, man. And this is why the so-called Christian church is so popular. Really, it's really a concert. They fill up the choir with Jake making beautiful music, but it's through because it praises Caesar Borgia, it praises Chesney, man, it praises Jesus, right? Imagine if they use that talent, that salt, to praise the Lord in truth and sincerity, man. It'd be a beautiful thing, like they did in the ancient days, man. And when they lifted up their voice with trumpets and cymbals and instruments of music, and praised the Lord Yahweh, saying, "For He is good, for His mercy endureth forever," that then the house was filled with the cloud, even the house of the Lord Yahweh, so that the priest could not stand to minister by reason of the cloud, for the glory of the Lord had filled the house of the Most High. Right, and that's how good they sounded, man. That's how amazing Jake could potentially sound, man. And if you read the comments of this guy, oh, there is no better. Actually, let me Google his name. I seen a couple of comments on YouTube, basically saying how his voice was angelic, verbatim, man. That's what they said, right? And it's spiritual, because not only because of the frequency, but because of his name being Malachi. Oh my gosh, it was a video of him wearing red where I seen that comment. Yeah, this one. I'm not gonna play the video. His voice is beyond human. It's angelic, right? 560 likes, and and this guy right here. I don't know if you can see him to the right. This guy right here, where it says 5 performers that made judges break down crying. This guy, I believe his name is Simon something. And if you know him, he's notorious for being stern and strict when he's judging, right? But when you play this video, as soon as he hears the young brother's voice, his face lights up with a smile, man, showing you how the beauty of his voice, the beauty of the salt. Only Jake could do that, man. And it's not about his skin color either, man. It's the spirit within him, right? He could be whiter than the background of this website, man. If he was singing like this, that'll be Jake, man. Because Jake is the salt of the earth. Ye are the salt of the earth, and not no other nation, man. Other nation might have, some form of salt, a little bit of salt, maybe table salt, But this is pure sea salt right here. This is the salt that's good for you, man. But I'm gonna wrap it up with that. Lord, when this lesson was edifying, again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Grand Milson that rule well. And peace salutations to the elect of Israel. Until next time, I want to say Shalom and Abad Bwal.